Okay, welcome back to my Let's Play of Disco Elysium on the PC. I think this is, well, I guess that's hard to say. Possibly the slowest Let's Play I've ever done. Aside from Skyrim, perhaps? Maybe. I don't know. It's hard. Well, I guess it depends on your metric. I mean, because in this game, we just arrived on day 2. So, we're not blazing through anything. I think we can all agree on that. So, day 2, we survived, we made it, we're here. I look like ass. I look like liquid ass in every way. My face, my clothes, everything. I'm holding a flashlight straight out of bed and a bottle of pills in the other hand. I've got like track pants on and snakeskin shoes, a fedora, and like fingerless gloves. I am not a human being at this point. I am just an amalgamation of concepts. Anyways, let's go look in the mirror. That's always a good idea, right? It's first thing in the morning. Nope, I can't do any of this. I have to put points into encyclopedia. Okay, never mind then. Maybe I should get the pills out of my hand. Let's put our ledger there. What shirt am I wearing? +1 drama. Why am I wearing that? Get that out of here. Let's try and shape up a little bit. Okay. No one is in there. Alrighty, here we go. Plenty of people to talk to. Place is bumping. 7:30 in the morning.
Morning.
Gives you a quick nod. Looks like we can get to work at once. The Union muscle turned up. He points to the mess hall doors. They look rowdy. We should talk to them. Why do we need to talk to them? A lot of things point to the dock workers union. The circumstances in Martinez, my preliminary information. Actually, that's not a lot of things. We should have dug up more yesterday. Still, we need to talk to them, and it won't be easy. What do you mean rowdy? I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union, these men here. Men who drink beer for breakfast. There's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for said policing. I think it's them. Are these the men Guard told us about yesterday? I completely forgot. He looks at his notes. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. Ooh, nice, level up. He crosses something out. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it. So many of them, maybe we should call in reinforcements? That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debardeurs Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay? Let's roll. One more thing before we do. He glances at the booth again. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them and continue with our business. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder? They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me. I'd really like to get the body down. So I think... What do I need for that? Electrochemistry? No. Hold on, I should have a map. Hanged man is endurance. Let's just put a fucking point into endurance. Boom. Oh, I could put another one. I got 2 skill points. That seems kind of excessive. Put it into encyclopedia instead. Okay. You convinced me. Alright, so I'm gonna walk past him. I'm gonna... Wait a minute. What is this? What is this? Tomatoes are so thinly sliced you can see through them. Oh, that's the key. That's the key to good spaghetti or whatever. Or no, that's onions, I think. All the way up there by our lonesome. Alright, body, you're getting down today. 28%. You've waited long enough. I'm not gonna be able to do it. Fuck! I just wanted you to hear that sound effect again. There you go. Failed again! Lieutenant is clearly at a loss. What do I do now? Officer, you just need to be stronger. Learn to keep it in long enough for us to work. There's nothing else to do. Relax. It's okay if you don't make it today. The bloated corpse isn't going anywhere. Dude, if I don't get this corpse down today, I'm gonna shit myself. Okay, let me check. What else can we do? We can do the map wall. Oh, to steal a map. There's a warded door. I don't remember the fucking warded door. That's over on the left side? Is that in this? I don't remember. The ad reads, broken window. Tibbs has windows. Roundabout North. Cape Side Apartments, Martinez Pier. This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum, rendering the machine permanently inaccessible. Look inside. Thick layer of graffito covers the lenses. You spell out the word Onuk written on the other side, with N and C scribbled backwards. Onuk. Kuno. That's Kuno on the lens. Shift your focus to the background. Under the graffito, a sea of blues and grays appears. Behind the water lies a coast studded with concrete and reeds. On it, a church on stilts, lanky, weather-worn wooden planks, an X-shaped cross topping its tower. You know this has to be this. You know this to be the star of Paracarnassus, or the Chi-Rho, the central symbol of the Paracarnassian Church. A star, a great moral height to be strived toward. The church looks old and weather-worn. There are no lights in the windows. Poor little viewer. Metal feels cold and wet under your palm. Looks unhygienic. Vandalism. Probably some kids. Lieutenant inspects the rig slot. Okay. If you got a bag in your hand, perhaps you can collect these bottles and sell them. I think there's a bag right down there, but hold on. This coin-operated viewer is facing south. The instruction manual says to insert 25 centimes and pull the handle while looking inside, then use the focus knob to zoom in if necessary. Why place a tourist attraction in the middle of such poverty? What's a tourist attraction doing here? There was a revitalization project in 49. A design studio tried restoring Martinez to its pre-war glory. Lieutenant looks around and concludes, it didn't stick. What happened? They got as far as the street lamps and the statue on that intersection, then something went sour. He lowers his voice. I suspect that something was Everard Clare, the Union leader. He muscled them out. That's how it usually goes around here. Can't we do something about it? We should have done something about the Union 10 years ago. That ship has sailed, officer. Alright, I'll insert a coin. Wow, that was really loud for some reason. Your money disappears into the coin slot. A clunk, the ring of metal. Pull the handle and look inside. The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. It's blurry, different blues and greens. In the middle of the shimmer stands a drab gray shape, like a ghost. Turn the knob to focus your vision. The lenses shift. The ghost sharpens into an islet. Islet? Islet? I don't know. In the bay. In the ruins, a man-made structure is visible. A half-sunken sea fort. Its concrete almost reconquered by nature. It looks as if it was abandoned quite some time ago. Nothing but a rotten tooth remains of the anti-aircraft tower. A lonely birch tree grows out of it. The leaves are ripped from it by the winter wind. Hang in there, little one. The little brave birch tree seems to wave back in the wind. There are ruins of some kind of building there. Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it out. Lieutenant takes off his glasses and cleans them. Okay. Nothing revolutionary. Get that bag. Yeah! Alright. This plastic bag has Frit written on it in a dynamic, forceful manner that implies great prices. As you crack it open, a malty gust of air flies in your face. It smells of yeast and beer. A perfect place for tear. Alright, babe, we can pick up all these bottles. Oh my god. Cleaning the streets and making money. What could be better? Look at this jackpot. Oh, man. Yes. Oh yeah, give me that. Give me that can. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. A lonely cormorant surveys the sea, indifferent to your approach. Ooh, what is this whole thing? This is a wall on the side of an apartment building. Why am I looking at this wall? No, you have no clue, it's just a wall. So many walls all over Martinez. Weather-worn, cracked, their paint peeling. Okay, there's something significant about it. Oh, I can beat the shit out of this girl. I can also take some money and some drugs.
Are you trying to sneak up on me? Come to slit my throat in my sleep?
Yes. Logic error, she's not sleeping right now.
Pigs come to take me out. Trying to snuff me out?
Are you sleeping right now? Get fucking clever with me, pig. You think you're so clever. She hisses.
Trying to sneak up on me again? Trying to snuff me out? Get away, pig.
Okay, that's the end of that conversation. Garden hose. This won't be of use until the snow melts. Chairs and tables eaten by rain and rot. Orange bum hat. Maybe I can sell it. Just a closed door, but you look at it suspiciously. Okay, great. The barrels are half full of rainwater. This whole upper section I gotta get to. Balcony with a view to the yard and the hanging. That smoker up there could be a witness. Talk to him. Okay. You see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
He says in a quiet voice. Despite the cold, his shirt hangs unbuttoned on his frame. The voice of someone who has something to hide, my liege. No trouble for me. I just want to know what's going on here.
I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie, if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
We'll let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing. Actually, the gendarmerie really needs to talk to you.
Is it really that important?
He asks you, adjusting his shirt. Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring windows.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
Looks like you've got a good view of the Whirling's backyard. Can you tell me anything about the hanging? I'd even go so far as to say that the view is a little too good, my dear gendarme. Do you have an estimate of when the body will be taken away? We'll remove the body as soon as possible. Now tell us, where were you last Sunday? Oh, he waves lazily with his cigarette. You already asked me that, didn't you? Wait, is someone else investigating the lynching? Did you? No, not you two. He gestures idly. Some more muscular type. The lieutenant takes out his little blue notebook and writes something down. And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman? Last week? I don't know. Look. He looks around the courtyard again. Old patio chairs and dead houseplants litter the scene. He's an actor declaiming a soliloquy. See how you hang on his every word? You didn't answer the question. What were you doing last Sunday? He sighs. I had a friend over. What kind of friend? It was my Sunday friend. What's your friend's real name? Do you see something? He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. In the neighboring windows, you can see faint reflections of his silhouette, all from different angles. You can tell me your name. My name? My name is Martin Martinez. That's definitely not his real name. You're not actually called Martin Martinez, are you? No, of course not. Could you please lower your voice? He scans the courtyard. It's silent, like the bottom of a well, every sound captured and reflected back. I need to get inside this apartment building. Can you help me? Help you? No, sorry, gendarme. He shakes his charming head. I have to run. All right, we'll talk later. No, we won't. He takes one last drag of his cigarette before stubbing it out on the balcony. Now, if you excuse me, I really need to get going. Convince him to stay. Yep. This isn't the place or time for questions. Who knows who might be watching from the distance, hidden behind the curtains. Hey, listen. I'm just trying to make things okay again. Can we meet again somewhere else? For a moment, the man on the balcony seems almost vulnerable. Something moves in the depths of his feline eyes. Compassion and a hint of understanding. When he speaks again, his voice is soft and deliberate. I'm sorry, but I really don't have the information you're looking for. With a flick of his wrist, he sends the cigarette butt sailing over the rail. Hold on, what's that? For a split second, his hand lingers, as though gesturing towards a stone placed right next to the front door. It's a sign. Good luck with the investigation. He walks away. Okay. He's gone. Lieutenant puts away his notebook and turns to you. We should run after him, see where he went. No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself. So we just give up. He could be a witness, him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type who's asking about our case. He did leave us a sign. Did you see that? He wanted to draw our attention to that stone right over there. The lieutenant nods towards a small rock on a soggy patch of grass. If we find a way inside the building, we can ask around for his apartment. Great, let's do that. A stone like any other, lying in a whirl of sleet and mud. Maybe there's something under it. There's a key beneath it, rusty from the dirt. This must be for the front door. Pity it doesn't have the apartment number on it. This building has many apartments, and the man could be in any of them. How are we going to find the right one? Just have to go in and see. Let's do it! Eviction notices and missing pets are plastered on top of each other. Ooh, flip-up glasses. The Auditor. +1 logic. Hell yeah, we're putting those on. Yes, now we have glasses. Wonderful. These flip-up sunglasses were fashionable in the old, but have since lost their popularity. Their thin gold alloy wire frames are a reminder of drug-addled bohemian artists. These days, the glasses are only favored by organized crime accountants who desire to look cool. Well, I do desire to look cool. This box is filled with cleaning chemicals. Smells of laundry detergent. An old shoe rack, boots, sneakers, and old slippers. These shoes come in 3 different sizes. Apartment number 12. A shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges, secured to the doorframe with a safety chain. An unpaid energy bill is attached, threatening to cut off the electricity. It's addressed to Mr. Uno de Ruyter. Use the cutters on the chain. Oh, this is fucking Kuno's dad. Looks like we found where Kuno's dad lives. Lieutenant nods, and the place comes with 3 months' worth of utility bills. Knock lightly. No response. Well, now I definitely want to cut the chain. I thought I was just going to be breaking into somebody's apartment. This is an asshole's apartment. Yes. Snip! The cutter goes through them like dead leaves. The links fall to the ground on the other side of the door. The lieutenant looks worried. I know there's no stopping you, but let's at least make this quick. I'm gonna die. Should I have like a pry bar in my hand or something? Maybe a flashlight. That's a weapon, right? Books of critical theory on the monstrosities of capital and such. The money. A phone book lies open on the table, covering a stack of utility bills. Right next to it, in plain sight, sits a small bottle of amphetamine, conveniently equipped with a straw. Lieutenant, I've located psychoactive substances on this table. Good, confiscated. The minuscule amount of amphetamine doesn't interest the lieutenant in the slightest. He listens instead to something in the other room. Take the speed from the table. You pocket the bottle as if it were the most natural thing in the world. Glossy erotica covers the wall, wrinkled from moisture. Here we go now. Bundle of clothes heaped on the bed. A stained parka, some towels, and a duvet. Some socks, even. Hold up, Lieutenant. Look at that pile of clothes. Lieutenant has covered his nose. Slowly reach out your hand. Something underneath there is breathing. It's not too late. No one's going to blame you for backing out. You don't have to do this. Just get out. Keep extending your hand towards the pile. Your hand touches a greasy duvet covered in cigarette burns and ketchup stains. You hear a growl. There's something alive underneath it. Pull the blanket off. You see a 60-year-old fat red-headed man passed out from large amounts of alcohol, and God knows what else. The smell of shit rises from his mouth. From his mouth? Why is he eating shit? You don't have to take him down. He's already down. Kim, is this thing even alive? I'm afraid it is. Look, it moves. He points to a fleshy lump sticking out from the other end of the blanket. The limb seems to be twitching from time to time. A groan rises from the man's throat, dry like a death rattle. He's trying to say something in his sleep. Alright, I'll try to hear it. Oh, amazing! The man groans once again, but his tongue keeps failing him. It's impossible to make out the syllables. A hand emerges from the blankets, trying to gesticulate something. And then it dawns upon you, clear and surreal. Pigs, he says. He's trying to call you pigs. You're awake. He's awake! His hand falls back on the bed, limp and defeated. A loud snore escapes his mouth. He's asleep again. At least he got to say his piece. Is this Kuno's father we're seeing? Judging by the color of his hair, I would say yes, it is. The lieutenant's right. The man's unwashed hair bears a familiar ginger tone. Even the hair on his chest is coppery. The light from the window falls into his half-open eyes. I was expecting something worse. I think he's still quite bad. I mean, what he has come to. The lieutenant tilts his head. This man won't be feeding his family anytime soon. Not that he was, but the lieutenant thinks to himself, at least he won't be beating his son. A pair of half-open bug eyes staring back at you from the dark, empty and frozen. Staring back at you from the dark, empty and frozen. It's clear that the person behind them is not awake. What happened to his eyes? Can't you tell? Happens to exceptionally committed substance abusers. They fall asleep with their eyelids still open. Not a pretty sight. He's gonna sleep it off. I know this shit. Suddenly, the man starts growling. 3 words manage to escape his mouth along with a strong stench of alcohol. Fucking... He's trying to communicate. Maybe we should help him somehow. What is there to do? We could turn him on his side so he doesn't choke on his own vomit, but he's already on his side. Excellent form. We could take him to Remedy or St. Baptiste, but he doesn't have money for medical services. The almshouse would turn him down. They don't do charity for people who are trying to kill themselves. Besides, he'll be dead in a few... Lieutenant stops, listening to him. Years? Months? Weeks? Pile of blankets, grunts miserably. Took your amphetamine, old man. Silence. Only heat emanates from the sleeping body. Okay, nothing else to do about it. These shower curtains are covered in some sort of slime. Nice. And money. Someone has drawn a 5-pointed star on the wall. That isn't just a 5-pointed star. It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers. The iconography of communism, in other words. Inspect the symbol closer. The star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mazov and the communards during the revolution. Even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure. Why is the star upside down? To symbolize the toppling of the old order. Also, some social democrats are already using it. What's the deal with the antlers? The wreath of antlers represents a natural crown. It was about building a society that could exist in accord with the natural world, and at the same time, above it. Why white? Because white is the color of peace. What does it evoke in me? Ooh, gone. Gone is the glory of hope. Only the scribbling of impoverished students remain in dirty hallways. You are the big communism builder now. It's you or no one. You're goddamn right. This door has been closed with a padlock. Chalk-drawn number on the board says number 11. Examine the padlock. It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it. Okay, let's knock first. Alright. You had your chance. And this gives +1 interfacing, so let's put these on. Get in there. Damn it. What are you doing? You're trying to cut the body of the lock with the chain cutters, and it's really not working. I believe it's the shackle you mean to cut, Detective. Lieutenant points to the corroded loop with a gloved finger. He's just trying to help. Don't take it bad. Relax. Don't you think that's what I'm trying to do? Perhaps you should give it another go. Oh, okay. Let me try actually doing it properly. Oh, that works. The shackle snaps like a twig, and the lock falls to the floor with a little thud. It should be possible to enter now. What the fuck was that? I was trying to just cut through the lock? Why am I so stupid? Damn it. After you, Detective. I think he doesn't even care that we're breaking into these places. Flamboyant poster of a white star. Real life lithography. Lithography. That's probably right. A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads Krasmazov. Honestly, he does kind of look like you, after all. Why does this tenant have a bust of Krasmazov in their bedroom? The white star, the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a young communard. He looks around before mumbling to himself. How fitting. Tim, you have to admit, this Krasmazov bears a striking resemblance to me. Hold on a second. Is this why you broke in here? To find out whether you're Krasmazov? I have to consider and investigate all possibilities. Except that Krasmazov is dead. He's been dead for 50 years now. Just humor me for a moment. Don't you see the resemblance? Well, you both do seem to share an affinity for sideburns, but seems like old Kraz here didn't drink nearly as much as you. How do you know? The bust is probably just a romanticized depiction anyway. Very well. Lieutenant leads closer to the sculpture. Let's look for identifying features then. Puts a finger on a pale dot embellishing the bust cheekbone. Doesn't he have a birthmark right here? What about you? I can't tell. I can't see my face. Alright, but here's the big thing. Krasmazov looks Samaran, and you don't. I'm part Samaran myself. Lieutenant closes his eyes. Okay, you win. Be Krasmazov then. I don't care. He opens his eyes again, tilting his head in a quiet wonder. Why are you so hell-bent on proving you're Krasmazov anyway? Because I believe a powerful nation-state is the only way to protect the working class from subhumans. I think you have misunderstood who he was, but Lieutenant sighs, if you say so. That's probably true. Father Mazov, the hero of the working class. Whoever lives here definitely shares your enthusiasm. He leans closer to inspect the photos of revolutionaries on the wall. There aren't many communists around, not after the revolution. Some youth still keep the ideology going, it seems. Okay. Photos of revolutionaries posing with guns. Revolutionaries love to pose with their guns. Good. Let's steal from them now. A 9mm bullet? Ooh, and a nice lounge jacket. +1 conceptualization. Ooh! What am I wearing for a jacket? Oh. God, it makes the pants look even worse. Is savoir-faire that important? I mean, these don't look that great. Let me just look. It looks better. It looks better, but I'm going to be having -2 savoir-faire. I got to replace these... the shoes and the pants. We need to find a proper store. And I need money. You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10. Knock. The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to the door. You can feel tension on the other side. Knock again. This time the steps come closer. Who is this? Demands a female voice, wary and tense. This is the police. Open up. Do I have to open the door? You hear the clacking of heels again as the other side walks right up to the door. Her tone is now getting a defensive edge. Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant. Let's go, the lieutenant says. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment. It's generally easier to do things if you have literally any reason. Nice. Door number 9 is locked. Well, so are plenty of other doors, so that doesn't stop me. Apartment number 8, their mailbox is overflowing. Graffito says, a firing squad for the rich. Hold up. Take that money. Hold up. What was this? Oh, postcard Boogie Street 46. Don't mind if I do. Alright, let's talk to this lady.
Give me a moment.
An elderly woman is leaning on her broom, her knuckles white as bone. She seems to be having difficulty breathing.
The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
She sneezes into a dirty handkerchief. Are you alright? Should I call a doctor?
I'm fine, fine. Don't you worry about me.
She starts coughing, red spots appearing on her cheeks. You're still worried. It's very worrying.
Now, what you want from me, policeman?
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan and the residence. I'm looking for a young male in his mid-20s, dark hair, skinny build, smoker on the balcony. Yes, I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right? She looks at the other end of the hallway. What's he in trouble for? No trouble. I just want to talk to him. Do you know where he lives? Talk. Cleaning lady starts laughing, but it turns into a violent coughing spasm. She squeezes her broom, trying to catch her breath. What was so funny about that? He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. She points east. He's usually home in the evening. Thank you. He turns to you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home. I have a few questions about those apartments. Ask away, policeman. There's one of the residents on a vacation. Their mailbox is overflowing. People come and go. I don't keep an eye on everyone. They probably just moved or died. Hopefully somewhere else. Who lives in apartment number 10? No one lives there. It's been empty for months. But I talked to someone through the door. Impossible. The cleaning lady says, shaking her head. I would know if someone had moved in there. She pauses, eyeing the hallway. Maybe it's those counterculture people again, breaking into our house like it's a public space. If you're a policeman, be good and take a look, will you? Will you? Sure, I'll go see what I can find. Great! Young people, they're worse than rats, you know. Always littering the hallway with trinkets and empty beer cans. Who lives behind the padlocked door? Oh, that one is a scientist, a future scholar. Suddenly the old lady's face is beaming. I think he studies astrology at the community college. Education's good. I always tell him to study. Astrology? Something to do with all those stars around his doors. He asked me to leave his drawing up on the wall. You mean the star and antlers? I think that's a symbol of communism. Symbol of what now? You know, the ones who support the working class against capital. Huh, cleaning lady says. I thought Revachol was the capital. Great. Tell me about the man who lives at the end of the hallway. Uno de Ruyter. Cleaning lady starts digging for something in her pockets. I don't want to talk about de Ruyters, she mutters. Why not? Addicts, all of them. And sometimes I hear them screaming. She winces. They don't like me cleaning behind their door. Think I'm listening in on their fights. It was dirtier there, after the janitor's closet. She avoids the end of the hallway. We saw unpaid utility bills. Aren't they going to be evicted? No one likes him in this building. She shakes her head. It's only because of the kid they haven't been thrown out. I don't like talking about those people. She looks down the hallway. Okay. Alright, let's go talk to that person again. Who's broken in. This apartment is supposed to be empty. Did you break in here? Excuse me? Of course not. There's no sweet talking your way in there. Be official. You have plenty of reason to enter. I don't need a warrant if I suspect there's been a break-in. Oh, come on. There's a pause before you hear the door being unlocked. Well, that was easy. That was smart, the lieutenant says, nodding towards the unlocked door. Alright. We in now, boys. Oh, yeah. Satisfied? My name is Marielle Charpentier, and I'm an agent with Martinez Realty Associates. I am not breaking in, as I have every right to be here. The keys, see? She jingles a set of keys in her hand. Her voice is really cheerful, despite her obviously hating you. You want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not? Want to see my residence permit, too? She fumbles through her purse, fishing out a light paper-clad passport. Inspect the passport. Feels flimsy in hand, with the words Revachol Special Administrative Region written under a nondescript municipal logo. There's a picture of her with shorter hair inside, along with all her personal details. Nice haircut. Thank you. She slips the passport back in her purse. If you have any questions, I need to be back in Midtown in an hour. What are you doing here? She sighs and looks around. I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, the previous tenant completely trashed the place. Reprehensible. Who lived here? It was some kind of moribund old man who used to be a business owner. You'd think they'd make rent. She stops, hesitating. But that was months ago. Anyway, was there anything you wanted, or is that it? I'm in a hurry. I glimpsed a foreclosed apartment down the hallway. Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant owes us 3 months of rent. 3! We closed the apartment and planned on auctioning off the valuables, but... And again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen, but Ron, when he came to close the door, didn't close the neighboring door. And there's a hole in the wall. A hole in the wall, can you believe it? She spreads her hands. And then the tenant ran off with his stuff. He's gone. The money's gone, just like that. She snaps her fingers. Some must have been punny. Some must have been punny. Couldn't have been that much money. These apartments look pretty shabby. These apartments are perfectly fine. They have gorgeous architecture, a million-reel view of the bay, good ventilation, neighbors, life, spark, and they are affordable. I'll tell you, Martinez has a future. In a few years, it's going to blossom with artists and creatives and those radio computer wizards. Radio computer wizards are invested with magical economic powers. Money has also disappeared, I think. Well, it does not disappear from my hands. No, I don't let it. So what happened with the wall? Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea how we're going to find the time or resources to fix it. Both apartments are now unrentable. Both. She's still shaking her head. Manicured hands now crossed over the chest. Alright, thanks. Of course, she replies with a smile, but her eyes remain glazed over. She's been waiting for you to leave. Looks like a fine mattress. Looks like I'm gonna take some new shoes! These Per and Ingersoll shoes have no lacing, but a strap and a buckle. Due to their elegant and affluent design, they have been described as the most advanced dress shoe. So advanced, in fact, that walking through slush and mud does not leave a single trace on them. Okay, I have +1 to indirect modes of taxation. Affluent money maker man. That sounds awesome. Hell yeah, baby. Now we're looking better. Okay. That's looking alright. I think I can live with that. Yeah. I mean, the hat's probably got to improve, but... the luxury of fine things. Just look at those black monk straps. After spending an entire day hustling, who's to say you didn't deserve a pair of ridiculously expensive shoes on your tired feet? You're right. Beautiful things do make people happy. Beautiful things give you a rush. It's power. Crafting your style, draping your flesh in silk and leather, deciding how to present yourself to the world. Remember, when they come to take it away from you, you worked for those shoes. Whether you like it or not, wearing these shoes has made you more liberal. Ultra-liberal. They're either a gateway drug or a booster pack to get you deeper into free market ideology.
Give me a moment.
I didn't find any counterculture people in apartment number 10. It was just a real estate agent setting up the room for new tenants. I see. She takes out her handkerchief and wipes her nose. I hope some good people are finally going to move in. This place needs them. What? There will be nothing but squalor unless we start killing real estate agents. Yes, radio computer wizards are coming. They're going to save the place and the economy. Oh, I do like wizards, she agrees wholeheartedly. And people like that in general. They have a lot to tell us about our fates. She means clairvoyance. Great. Great. The note reads, foreclosed by Martinez Realty Associates. The sea below looks cold and winter gray. A shift in temperature. The air chills around you. Dust settles on the stony floor. Rub your sides for warmth. A former architect stands before a slice of window, a room plan in her hand. A cold wave has made the air in the building stand still and frozen, with temperatures falling down to -20 degrees Celsius. Her face is red from the cold. She's breathing on her fingers, clasping the plan. Traces of sadness are visible in her expression. The plan. Faint pencil lines on paper depict the same place, but a missing eastern wall connects the room with the neighboring apartment. Ideas for arranging the furniture have been jotted down. Look around yourself. It's clean and empty, with new tapestry embellishing the walls. A standard HB graphite pencil has fallen off a three-legged stool in the middle of the room. She had an eye for beauty. An old grocery list on the table, and checks. What happened here? Can't foreclose on an apartment with a hole in the wall. It would still be accessible through the apartment next to it. That one didn't have a door. Sadly, nothing of great value remains here, except the stuff in the fridge. Indeed. Yeah. It's not much. Okay, let's head out on the balcony. Ruination has come. The broken arches betray the once grand history of this building. It towered over the harbor until it happened. Form a guess about what happened. A great force from the northeast fired into the city. Heavy artillery shelled the coastline, fired from the water. A straight shot into Revachol. The tenement acted as a defensive wall against the worst of the shelling, until it was destroyed, and they had a direct firing line. Take in the ocean. The waves of the Martinez Inlet roll over the fallen remains of the building. The dark waters obscure the better part of the remains. What didn't fall into the ocean was used as scrap. What wasn't used as scrap was thrown into the ocean. Look at the ruins on the water. Those arches acted as support for something greater than what you see now. Only 3 stories stand where 9 to 12 once did. Restoration has failed. What the shelling took out was never rebuilt. Underwater, iron helmets have sunk deep into the sand and the mud. Helmets of soldiers, and their finger bones too, and clavicles, littering the ocean floor. Who did this damage? A fleet, the combined armies of Occident and Grodd, with Mangg volunteers, a 5-nation army, hundreds of vessels. They massed airships further down in the Bay of Revachol. The artillery was so powerful, the ships not only required gyroscopic stabilization, they were anchored into the ocean floor as well. Many are still there to this day. If you squint, you can just barely see the shadow on the water, far in the northeast. Cannons still ready to placate Revachol. Coalition warship Archer can shoot 50 shells a minute on 20 co-aligned arches. They will reach the city in 58 seconds. Hey Kim, do you know who shelled our city? The Coalition, says the lieutenant, but that was a long time ago. I think we should move on. It's chilly up here. He does not like talking politics of this kind. Uh-oh, somebody calling me a piggo.
The streets will flow red once more. A great torrent rushing down Rue d'Esperance. You wait and see.
The girl stares at the sailboat by the pier.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth? Blood type? The last time I was tested for Hep C?
Hep, yeah. When were you last
Had
tested?
a battery of tests just last week. I'm practically a patchwork of interesting critters, kinda like a man-o-war.
Despite the attitude, she puts the brush aside. A brush. An artist? The red splatter is urban expressionism. Keep looking off to the side. What are you looking at? She nods disdainfully toward the woman performing maintenance on the boat docked next to the pier. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring. She hisses. That Ozone whore. Someone's got to keep an eye on her. Ozone is an archipelago 2 days travel away from Revachol. Its moneyed residents, used to posh restaurants and upscale boutiques, rarely have reason to visit Martinez. Who is she? Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. He nods in her direction. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she'll be very cooperative while telling us nothing. You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions. You know, do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet. Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to Ozone. Or it could be Ozon, I don't know. What are you doing to the wall? Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aero graffito visible from low orbit. She studies the wall, suddenly pensive. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words. So you don't know what to write. Have you ever tried your hand at graffito? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff like, pigs go home and Mona was here. We rarely see pigs around here, though, just union cads. And my name's not Mona, so... She wants it to be something true and total. Why are you so committed to defacing the building? This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fire to break up the tedium. I thought I'd mix it up, you know, summon the forces of crime and social chaos with a wall-sized invitation. I have an opinion on this. Want to hear it? Yeah. I love public art. Don't mind us. Keep doing what you're doing. Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval. She means the opposite. You've lessened her desire to deface the building. Excellent. Reverse psychology, baby. You know anything about the recent murder? She wrinkles her nose. I ain't no snitch, Pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts. Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner. We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko. God damn. Catch you later, Cindy. Watch your back, ungulate. You've got eyes on you. Well, she's just pleasant. Alright, I'm going to leave it off here. I don't want every video to be an hour long. Yeah, I mean, usually when I finish a Let's Play video, I can summarize what we accomplished, where we go next, but really it's all just sort of... It's going to be interesting once I actually run out of, like, places to explore. And I have to solve something, or, you know, something like... I don't know. Who knows? But for now, there's still plenty of places left to explore. Plenty of people to talk to. And this whole video took up, like, 2 hours of in-game time. Pretty wild. My name is Mangg. Game watching has been Disco Elysium. See you fine folks in the next part.